Hey guys, Artillery J here. Welcome to another tutorial video. This one is a tutorial on how to use GIMP. I've had a couple of people ask me how I make my thumbnails, and I recently had another person ask me, so I figured, you know what, I'm going to make a tutorial and show you guys how to do it. It's not really that hard. I use GIMP, which is a free program shown on the screen here, and it's not the easiest program to use at first until you learn how to kind of manipulate the layers and stuff, but I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So first thing you need to do is go to www.gimp.org. Now, like I said, this is a free program. You just click on the download, and then I just click on download directly, and your download will pop up here if you're using Chrome. Explorer, I believe it'll pop up on the top corner up around this area somewhere, but once it's done, just click on it, and or go to your downloads and click on it, and it will run the installer. So if this pops up, just click keep. The file should be fine, just coming straight from the GIMP website, but you can run through this yourself and then install, and just like you install anything else, not too difficult. I've already installed it on this system though, so I'm not really gonna worry about it right now. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is pull up GIMP, and this actually it will look like this when you bring it up, like this here. Okay, so if you want that full window, just click on Windows and then click on single window mode, and that'll bring it up just like this. So the next thing that you want to do is create new, and typically I'll start with an image that is 1920 by 1080, and then you can zoom in and out if you hold in control and use your scroll wheel. That'll zoom you in or out. That way you can get nice and close and work on details and stuff. But as of right now, we're just going to do it like this. So the next thing that I like to do is set a background color. Now, typically I'll do a gradient for my background color, but you can do solid colors too. So if you want to do a solid color, just click on this little thing here, and this will pop up. And once this pops up, you can choose your color. So say I want to do a red background, I can click there and just do it like that. Now if I want to do a gradient, I'm going to click the blend tool, which is next to the paint bucket, and then if you come down here, you see your gradient window, and you can just choose a gradient, or you can make your own. Making your own, I'm not really too skilled at, but let's just choose one. We'll do the yellow orange one. So just drag your little line across, place it somewhere, and then drag it. Where you drag it to depends on how the gradient looks. So you can bring it from top to bottom, bottom to top, left to right, right to left. Like you saw, if I just do like outside like that, it looks kind of weird, but you can play around with it and get it to look however you want it. So we're just going to do like this. The next thing that I'll typically do is I will have a image. Hold on, I gotta minimize a couple things over here. I'll bring in an image like, say, this here. So just drag and drop your image if you're going to do this, and then I'll come up here to the opacity and I will lower it down. So get it to where I want it so that that background color still shows through, but the image is still there. And then you can resize the image by going to the resize tool and then just kind of drag it up. I like to drag it a little bit out of the bounds of the window, just slightly. You lose a little bit of the image, but it makes sure that it's all filled in nice and good. And then yeah, so that's how that will look. And then you can add other things in too. Like I've got a folder that is just skins from people that I play with. So like the last UHC that I did, I had Sam Jackson, and I had myself with my Pennywise skin. So we'll add those in. Just drag and drop the images and position them where you want them, and then you can rescale them. And this is the rescale tool right here. It's the one that's like two boxes with an arrow coming down. So make sure that you click on the right one that you're trying to manipulate. So I want to do Sam Jackson first. So I'm going to get him right about there, and then click it, and bring me up just a hair, click it. Okay, so now I got these guys where I want them. Next I'm going to add some text in, so I just click on the giant A right here, and then I can go like this, and let's say I want my text to be slightly salmon colored for whatever reason. Actually, you know what, we're going to go with a nice dark. We'll go with a dark red right there. So we've got that. We're going to want the size to go up. We'll say 70 to start with, and then I'll just click in there and I'll start typing. So I'll say community. Dang it. Now this happens all the time with the text. It will change the size to something outrageous. So just double click on it and change it, hit enter. There we go. It should be fine now. Community UHC. I'll highlight that text, make it bold. Click in the font box, and you can look up the different texts yourself, but I like to use Showcard Gothic with mine. And then I'll just increase the size until it's a little bit bigger, like that. And then you can click on the movement tool and just position it so that it's kind of more centered on there. I usually just eyeball it, but you can actually, if you want, set the text box so that it covers the entire width of your field, and then you can highlight your text like this. You can come over here and you can click on the center button, and that'll center your text as well. And if you want to know what kind of different fonts there are, if you click this drop down here where it's got the text and then the uppercase and lowercase a, you'll get this drop down, and you can scroll through the different text and look at the different names. So say that I want to change it to Sitka small bold. You can just click on that, and actually that doesn't work. You can click on it, you can highlight the text, copy, and you can paste it right here, I guess. So that's another way to change your text. But I just know the names of the ones that I typically use, and I'll just start typing it here, and it will go ahead and put it in there for me. So Showcard Gothic, I typed SH and I think it popped up, so there we go. Let's see, that's basically how to build a thumbnail. Now something else that you can do, let me go ahead and just start a new one here. There we go. So say I've got something that I want to, right here, say I just want E-double-D in here, or D, or whatever you want to call him. Say that I just want a picture of him. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete this background layer, so it's just this, and then I'm going to right click on the folder right here, and then you'll get the drop down and add layer mask, right, and make sure it says white and hit add, and then right click it again and click on apply layer mask, and that will actually let you erase now. So if I grab the square rectangle, I can just come right here and then click in it and then hit delete, and then I'll do the same thing on the other side, delete, and then I can grab my eraser, and then if you click on this little box right here, it'll give you the different styles. So I like to click on the solid one, and sometimes I'll use the rectangle, but the solid one doesn't get that fuzziness around the edge. So I'll zoom in nice and close, and I'll just get around the edges, and it's all freehand type stuff. So let's go to select none. There we go. There we go. Now we can erase. Just get around the edges, just like so. Go ahead and speed up this footage a little bit. So basically you can use the little this over here to change the size. So we can erase large areas like this, get rid of most of cowboy in the background there, and then
just come around the edges. It's good to only do little bits at a time. That way, if you mess up, you can just Control Z and go back. And you really don't have to worry about a whole lot of the detail in here. Like I'm missing a little bit here and there of the blue, and I'm taking out little tiny bits of the black of the sword, but it doesn't matter because the thumbnail is going to be like super small, so you won't be able to see little details like that. But it is good to try to get it as close as possible. Like I'm using a really small one right here. This is, I think, 5 font, so or 5 pixel size, and then I go back to the larger size here, and I can get the larger details. So yeah, just get that. And okay, so like I messed up right there, so if I Control Z, I can just go back and redo it instead of having to redo everything, because yeah, so pretty easy there. And then just hit up the little details with a smaller pixel brush, and there we go. Now we can set a background, so we'll do just add a layer and make it just like that, and there we go. So pretty easy. You can zoom in, get a little bit more of the little details there, and that's about it. So anyway,
Okay guys, so the very last thing that I typically do when I'm doing a thumbnail is I will come up here to image, and then I'll go to scale image, and then I will change, because I'm making a thumbnail, and sometimes YouTube is a little bit funny on how big it'll let you be your thumbnail be, or it will let your thumbnail be. So I will change the height from 1080. I'll just take that to half, so it'll be 540. And then since this little link is connected, if I just click here, it'll auto do the width for me. So if you want it to not scale properly, you can click that and you can change it, but we don't want that. So then just click scale and it'll make it smaller, and you can see if you zoom in, nothing's really changed. If you do that too much of the back and forth, you will lose some pixels, but I'm sure that I lost a few in there, but you can't really tell because I mean, your thumbnail is only going to be about that big in YouTube anyway, so the little mistakes and stuff that I made in there you really can't see. Some other things that you can do, if you take your paint bucket, if you take this here and you click this little color picker there, I can click this light brown right next to the plus reticle, and that'll set my color there. And then I can just take my paintbrush and lower it. Take my paintbrush and lower the size down. We'll say to 3, and I can just fill in right here. Make sure that I'm on the right thing there. Fill in right there, and you can fill in this color. Just try to match it up. It doesn't got to be perfect, because like I said, the thumbnail is going to be super small anyway, and you're really not going to be able to see little details like this, but I like to do it just because I'm a perfectionist a little bit when it comes to stuff like this. So like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but I like to get it at least somewhat close. So yeah, just have fun with it, play around, and see what you can come up with. I'm sure that you guys can come up with some really cool stuff. But now if we zoom out, you won't see that little reticle right there that was on his shirt. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. You can do all kinds of fun little things in here. I've made like fake movie trailer posters and thumbnails for YouTube and all kinds of fun stuff. But play around with it, see what you can come up with, and yeah, I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that it helped you guys. I hope you learned something. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye. Hey, what's up? Thanks for watching.